So as it turns out, the student loans that I've been paying $1,500 a month for 2 years have a 17% interest rate.
I am over $100,000 in debt because of student loans.
There was a girl on here. They had $600K in student loans, bro.
What's up, people? This is KM.Little right here. We're going to be watching people over here paying some outrageous amounts of student loans from $30,000 to even the craziest $600,000. I don't know why people didn't get too many scholarships, so you'd at least try to get some paid off. $600,000 is a crazy amount. But we're going to see what they're doing in this video. We're going to see how crazy these payments is every month. Now let's get straight into the video.
Shot right here. Tell me how much you owe in student loans so I feel better, please. Up on screen with all the different loans in total, $550,401.
I'd like to know what type of Sallie Mae is smoking that they think for the amount of $40,922 they should receive back $118,305.59. Well, I understand that this is an estimated cost. The fact that for financing the money they want $77,383.59 is asinine. Now, back in my day when I was in college, I don't even think I paid that much for the 4 years I went to school. So to think they should get that for 1 year of schooling is insane. And I get it. If this is the fixed interest rate, 13.500%, and then the APR is 13.474%. But then they got the audacity to tell me that to finance this $40,922, they should receive $77,303.59.
What's your name, age, and what's your major?
My name is Sydney. I'm 17, and my major is Cinema and Media Studies.
How'd you pick that major?
I took a film class in high school, and I really liked it, so I wanted to apply here.
And what do you hope to do with that major in the future?
I'm not completely sure. I think I would love to make films, but also I do like the analyzing part of it as well. So.
Do you currently make films right now?
Not right now, but I have throughout the past year.
And do you have any student loans?
Yes.
Would you be willing to share like how much student loans you have?
$20K for this semester.
Yeah. Is that scary? Like, how do you want to approach tackling that debt?
That's very scary to think that after college I'm going to have a lot of loans and just be in a lot of debt and it affecting, I guess, like my credit and things like that as I go on.
So I assume you're just going to work after college and then like take a portion of that money and pay the debt off slowly?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Loan balance is at 4%. I see $20,000, $3,400, $29,000, and $41,000. What are those things? Oh, those are student debt.
Yeah.
This is just student debt? This page? Oh,
yeah.
No, we have a credit card as well. These are all individual federal student loans?
No. They're all from Sallie Mae.
But at 4%?
Not all of them.
4 of them are. The other 4 are not.
We had to split payments between my father and I. So I pay a portion and he pays a portion.
Why does your dad pay?
Because they're the ones that took it out to begin with.
They're co-signed under him.
Oh, they're co-signed. Death. Okay.
And I think the total minimum monthly payments are around $2,000
a month.
4 of the loans are at 4%, but the other 4 are variable interest rates, and they're probably close to like 13.5%, almost 14% right now.
Taking out student loans was the single-handedly worst mistake I've ever made in my entire life. At this point, like, a college education is pointless. It was pointless. I've been paying on my student loans for more than 13 years now, and I've more than paid back the amount that I took out, and then some because of interest. And there's all this like misinformation and false hope around forgiveness and qualifying payments.
There was a girl on here. They had $600K in student loans, bro. That is $600,000. Yo, I am so glad when I graduated high school that I went to community college at first and then transferred to university. Thank God for that fast food, because I would have not gone to school. I'm telling y'all, if I did not have financial aid, I would have not gone to school. Like, I'm so, like, bro, with financial aid, college is so expensive, y'all. You know, Harvard back then in the 80s and 70s was $4,000. Now Harvard is $80,000.
Today I'm graduating from Columbia with an MFA in acting. I did acting in high school, but I thought I wanted to do medicine, but you know, things went a little different than I thought, and so The program I was in talked to us about like a master's in acting, and I thought it sounded really cool, so auditioned, and 3 years later, here we are.
What kind of job can you get when you graduate?
Well, hopefully acting, you know, that is it's a professional degree, like very much catered to that. So yeah, acting.
How much could you make in this field?
The luck, unfortunately, is a really big part. So, you know, maybe you happen to break super big, like then, you know, you'd be making a lot, or maybe it'll take a little bit, you know, so it's a little tough to say.
From Columbia University, we've gone over some clips previously. There's one.
Nah, I think he should have said how much you gonna get paid. Honestly, in my opinion, if you're gonna go to a school, like if you're gonna go to a school that charges you, like my school would charge me $2,500 a semester. It was really $5,000, but financial aid paid for half of it. So $2,500 was coming out of like student loans and stuff like that every year. So comparing that to going to like a school that's charging you $20,000 every year, but when you get out, you still, me and you both getting paid the same amount. Why go to a more prestigious school?
Up on screen where somebody got a bachelor's degree in comparative literature, and the more he talked about the degree, the less likely it looked like he was actually going to get a job because of what he studied, and then they were just going to get their master's in it because they didn't really know what to do, just racking up more and more student debt. The clips like this up on screen. My biggest regret is not taking out student loan debt and going to an out-of-state college, because
this top number is the amount of loans that I took out to get a bachelor's degree. This number under it is the amount that I owe now. Now, in the time since I graduated, I spent over 10 years of my life as a social worker. I investigated child abuse and worked with teenage mental health. I have spent years serving my community. Now, during that time, I never made, although the work I did was very important, I never made over $15 an hour. So when I was on an income-based repayment plan, the amount that I could afford to pay apparently was never enough to even cover the monthly interest. Now here I am. Tell me how that's fair.
Guy who was interviewing Columbia University graduates interviewed somebody who was going to be a social worker, and she admitted the exact same thing, spending almost $70,000 a semester, and she said that she would be making roughly $40,000 a year in that line of work. So
these student loans, like the calls, are really making me regret ever going to college, considering I'm not even doing anything in my degree. But like these calls are just a reminder that I'm like, first of all, doing nothing with my life. Second of all, broke as and yes, I hee ha ha about it here, but like it's literally not a joke. It's like embarrassing, and it's like the most stressful thing, and I never want to be the person that's like driven by money. Like that's not me, but like sometimes I wish I was, so I wouldn't be in the position I am in. And like dealing with these calls and having to basically say my situation, like I literally cannot pay off an amount on these damn student loans. And then the fact that they're so relentless, they call every person in my family, they call people not related to me but like associated with me, and I don't even know how they, it's just crazy. And it's like, I hate it. It's like you're coming at me for my own little debt when this country's in debt. Like
I have so much student loan debt. My payments are like $600 a month because of how much debt I'm in. This is one of the reasons why I started digital marketing. I started digital marketing to be able to live comfortably, pay off my debt, and stay home with my kids at the same time.
$10,795 student loans. What's your minimum payment? Like $125? What?
I'm not paying it. I can be honest about that. Because they've been going down on their own. So I'm thinking the government got something to do with that.
Are you sure you're
Never
not getting
paid a
an
dollar
automatic
of it.
withdrawal?
Where would they pull it from?
Garnishing your wages before they hit your account? Why are you not paying this?
You see how they're saying 2% paid off, 1% paid off?
Yes, you've probably paid some money towards it at some
That's
point.
not me. That's what I'm saying. Somebody's doing some magic right now. I was going to let the magic keep happening. Maybe Joe Biden will take care of that like he said he would.
He tried. The Supreme Court said no.
That's why I was waiting.
What's your degree in?
Criminal justice.
Okay, why are we not working in that in any way whatsoever?
By the time I was about to walk across stage, I decided I don't want to do that no more.
Okay, but you got a degree. We can at least utilize a bachelor degree to hopefully get into, some positions, so maybe customer service positions, maybe sales positions. It helps us get in the door.
I'm not paying my student loans. The government keeps threatening all these things they're going to do to people if they don't pay their student loans. I don't think they realize we don't care. We don't have enough to care. We don't care about credit scores anymore. We don't care if you siphon our paychecks. We're just going to quit and move on to the next company because that company was probably going to fire us anyway. People don't stay at jobs like they used to. People aren't locked in to a job they have to stay at for 35 years because they're getting a pension and great benefits. Those things don't happen anymore. So if you threaten to siphon people's paychecks, they're just going to quit and go to another company because that company was probably going to go bankrupt anyway and fire everybody in the next couple months.
I think that it's bad that a bank will prey on 18-year-olds. But then again, also, I mean, you 18, you don't really have no sense of money management. I mean, maybe you know how to save up a good $20, $100, $150 here and there, but when it come down to credit or when it come down to your future, everybody have a bright future and everybody think they're going to be a millionaire when they're 18 years old. But in reality, only 1% of the population actually make it to being a millionaire. The other percent, once you get about 21, you start to realize, hey, I'll be satisfied with $100,000 a year. And I say all that to say is that when you're 18 years old and you see this paper that says, hey, you're going to be paying $20, $40, $50,000 a year or $50,000 a semester or however much it might be. And then as soon as you start thinking about your future, hey, you know what? I'm going to be a doctor. You know what? I'm going to be this. You know what? I'm going to be that. When it pays off in 4 years, not realizing that as soon as you graduate, it's not guaranteed you have a job. Not realizing that 6 months after you graduate, you got to start paying on them. You got to start paying on them student loans. So you have to have a job before you graduate. You have to already have something set up to where, like, 6 months after you graduate college, you're going to have to start paying back that $500 a month, $600, $700 a month, $2,000 a month. Because if you don't, they'll start garnishing your wages. You know what if you don't start paying it, if you don't do something, they coming for you. You have to... I hate that you have to be 18 years old, and you have to be conscious of it. But then at the same time, you do got parents and stuff like that. But at the same time, like my parents ain't go to college and stuff like that. So it's just like with me, like when I was 18 years old, I was like, man, you know what? When I get out of college, it's gonna be everything gonna be straight. Not knowing that you have to do your hardest, work your hardest in college. The grades is sort of like 50%. The other 50% is having an established job already set before you get out of college, so you don't have to be like every other college student. As soon as you get out of college, now you don't have nowhere to go. You get what I'm saying? But I can go on and on and on all day about this. But if you like this video right here, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out. What's good, people? This is KM.Little right here. Thank you for watching this video. In this clip right here, I am showing you my different YouTube channels. They are in the link in the description. If you like this video, I'm pretty sure you will love my other channels. Also, thank you. Like, comment, subscribe, and we out.